Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Raid Redemption. And this movie came out in 2011, and it's been on my watch list for years and years and years, and I've always wanted to watch this movie, but I just never got around to it. And finally, it was on Netflix, and I was like, now's the time. I want to watch The Raid Redemption. And I finally got to see it, and all I knew about it was that the majority of the movie was action. And I remember Adam from Your Movie Sucks talking about this movie, saying that about 80% of this movie is action, and that's really all I knew about it. And it kind of had a story, but most of the movie was action, and that's what I was expecting going into it. Just lots and lots of action, and this movie does have lots and lots of action, and it just never stops. And there's two different kinds of action in this movie. There's gunfights and fistfights, like hand-to-hand combat. And the hand-to-hand combat scenes I thought were much more engaging and a lot more brutal than the gunfights. The gunfights, while entertaining, they just don't really compare to the hand-to-hand combat sequences, because in the hand-to-hand combat sequences you can see lots of choreography, and it's so much more impressive for me personally. And it's it keeps everything a lot more energetic, and it just never stops, and it's very well paced. And the characters, they're not super complex, there's not a whole lot to them, but the movie gives you just enough to be invested. And I also enjoyed the story. It's not a big story, not very complex. It's nice, simple, straightforward, what you want. And the violence in the movie was brutal. It was a bloody movie, and that's a good thing, because it makes the actions of these characters feel real, and you feel consequences when characters get hit. You feel damage is done, or when they get shot or killed, a mess was made. And there's just so much going on in this movie, visually speaking, that just helps me get engaged. Even if what I'm supposed to care about, under the surface, is kind of minimal, this movie has a very strong visual presentation to it. And that's also something that really helps this movie out. There's some nice long takes, and there's no point in the movie where it's overly edited, and there's lots of stuff going on. Like I said already, it's very well paced, especially in the action scenes. And when the movie's not focused on action, it's not as fun and entertaining for me. But that's not to say that it ruined the movie for me, because you kind of have to have a story for a movie to get going. You can't just have action and nonstop and not expect me to get bored, because if you get too much action, then it will start to get boring after a certain point, which luckily that never happened in this movie. I didn't feel as though there was too much action. I felt as though it rode that very thin line of giving you a lot of action, but not too much. Just right there. Perfect. There were also some really good performances and fun characters to watch, and I really liked Mad Dog in the movie. He's one of my favorite characters, and his character is very well established, and why he's called that is understood in the first action scene you get with him. And really, any antagonist characters in this movie, they're all very memorable, and they're my favorite characters in the entire movie, Mad Dog being one of them. And you have so many great characters, and you have really great action, a story that works, and it just delivers everything you would want. And it's very satisfying, and there isn't a whole lot else that you could ask from a movie like this. And as far as negatives go, I wish that it was just all hand-to-hand combat scenes and not so much gunfighting, because the gunfights kind of got a little boring after a while. They kind of stop after the first 40 minutes, but after that point, it's a lot more entertaining and fun for me. And that's about all I have to say about The Raid Redemption. I love this movie. I'll totally rewatch it, and I just don't have much else to say about it. It's action, and it's violent, and I like the story. I love the antagonist. I like the protagonist just fine, but the antagonists of the film, those are the characters I'm going to be thinking about when I think of this movie. And all in all, love the movie, and I would recommend everyone to check it out, except for anyone who doesn't really like blood and violence. Everyone else, this is a movie for you. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Raid Redemption an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Raid Redemption, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Raid 2. I know I normally don't talk about sequels right after the first movie, like 2 videos in a row, unless it's like the last day of a month and now it's the first day of another month. Like, that's normally how I like to do it, but I'm just so excited to see the second movie right now that I don't care. I want to watch it now, so that's where we're at right now. So look forward to my review for The Raid 2, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.